This is the story of the Three Little Javelinas by Susan Lowell.
Once upon a time, way out in the desert, the three little javelinas.
Javelinas were hairy, some were cousin pigs.
Their heads were hairy, their backs were hairy, and their bony legs all the way down to their hard little hooves were very hairy. But their snouts were soft and pink. One day the three little javelinas trotted away to seek their fortune in this hot, dry land. The sky was almost blue. Steep purple mountains looked down on the desert where the cactus forest grew.
Soon the little javelinas came to a spot where the path divided, and each one went a different way. He didn't see a dust storm whirling across the desert until it caught him.
The whirlwind.
Left the first little javelina sitting in a heap of tumbleweeds. Brushing himself off, he said,
"I'll build a house with them." And in no time at all, he did.
Then along came a coyote. He ran through the desert so quickly and so quietly that he was almost invisible. In fact, this was only one of Coyote's many magical tricks. He laughed when he saw the tumbleweed house and smelled the javelina's side.
What a tasty meal!
Tender, juicy.
What a tender, juicy meal!
He thought. Coyote was tired of eating mice and rabbits. He called out sweetly,
Little pig! Little pig! Let me come in!
Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin.
Then
shouted the first little javelina, who had a lot of hair on his chinny chin chin.
Then I'll huff! And I'll puff! And I'll blow your house in!
Said Coyote, and he huffed and puffed, and he blew the little tumbleweed house away. Then all of the little first little javelina escaped and went looking for his bad sister Coyote, who was very sneaky, tiptoeing along behind.
The second little javelina walked for miles among giant cactus plants called saguaro. They held their red fruit high in the sky, but they made almost no shade, and the little javelinas grew hot. Then he came upon a Native American woman who was gathering sticks from inside a dry-up cactus she planted to use the long sticks called saguaro ribs to knock down the sweet cactus fruit.
The second little javelina said,
"Please, may I have some sticks to build a house?"
"Ow,"
Arr!
she said, which means yes in the language of the made room for him.
Pretty soon, Coyote found the saguaro rib house. He used his magic to make his voice sound.
The second little javelinas. Little pig, please let me come in. He called, but the little javelinas were suspicious. The second one cried,
"No, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin."
Bah! I'm gonna eat your hair!
Thought Coyote. Then Coyote smiled, showing all his sharp teeth.
And I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in!
Not so loud, Peter.
Okay.
So he huffed and he puffed, and all the saguaro ribs came tumbling down, but the two little javelinas escaped into the desert.
Still not discouraged, Coyote followed. Sometimes his magic did fail, but then he usually came up with another trick. The third little javelina trotted through beautiful palo verde trees with green trunks and yellow flowers.
She saw a snake swimming by, smooth as oil. A hawk floated round above her. Then she came to a place where one was making adobe bricks from mud and straw. The bricks lay in the ground, baking in hot sun. The third little javelina thought for a moment and said,
May I have a few adobes to build a house?
Sí, answered the man, which means yes in Spanish, the brickmaker's language. So the third javelina built herself a solid little adobe house, cool in summer and warm in winter. When her brothers found her, she welcomed them in and locked the door behind them. Coyote followed their trail.
Little pig, please let me come in.
He called. The three little javelinas looked out the window. This time, Coyote pretended to be very old and weak, with no teeth and a sore paw. But they were not fooled.
No, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin,
called back the third little javelina.
Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in,
said Coyote. He grinned, thinking of the wild pig dinner to come.
just try it.
shouted the third little javelina. Scotty huffed and puffed, but the adobe bricks not budged. Again, Cody tried.
I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in.
The three little javelinas covered their ears. Nothing happened. The javelinas peeked out the window.
The tip of Coyote's regular tail whisked right past their nose. He was climbing upon a tin roof. Next, Coyote used his magic to make himself very skinny.
The stovepipe.
Gasped the third little javelina. Quickly, she lighted a fire inside her wood stove.
What a feasty meal I'm going to have. I
He
think I'll...
said to himself. He squeezed into the stovepipe.
I'll huff. I'll put some hot sauce on it.
Whoosh! Sizzle! Then the three little javelinas heard an amazing noise. It was not a bark. It was not a cackle. It was not a howl. It was not a scream.
It was all of those sounds together.
Ow! Ouch! Eesh! Yow!
Away ran a puff of smoke shaped like a coyote.
The third little javelina lived happily ever after in the adobe house. And if you ever hear Coyote's voice,
way out in the desert at night, well, you know what he's remembering.
He got his tail burnt. Okay.